Alright, this is round 6 of Orange Crystal. So we have Llewellyn versus Undecember, Sanaiki and Micaiah. Undecember playing Sanaiki, Llewellyn playing Soren. Or, Llewellyn playing Micaiah. They're just complaining about Soren because they don't want to get draw locked out of Sanaiki's skill 2 on their main promo. Which is fair. Alright, so Bonding Bridge immediately. That is technically bad bridge, so it's not the worst for Llewellyn, but it is not great. Also, getting a main promo straight into bonds, or not a main promo, a backup promo into retreat can be good though, because that means Kurth already has something to grab, and Micaiah has something to growth with. So, technically not the worst things for Micaiah, but you want to generally pressure Sanaiki early, because as soon as she promos to her 4-2, she's just in a better spot than Micaiah. Just because that plus 10 for being in the front line is just so nice. And we have another dodge with Shine Micaiah. Okay. So, Llewellyn seems to have... This is purple Micaiah. Okay. So instead of doing the normal Micaiah game plan of slowly going slow and gathering resources, this one is all about stupidly high supports. Anything can technically hit, like this being a 40 support. Wasn't expecting purple Micaiah, I'll be honest. Anyway, Sanaiki's doing his normal thing of just playing slow and doing stuff, but yeah. Purple Micaiah versus Sanaiki. I guess that means no matter what, you're technically at threat of being hit, because Micaiah's own personal plus 30 if they're using set 22, plus supports that can be 50 to 60, just means that you can just survive anything. But that also means that anything can be, well, it's just inconsistent, to say the least. And hello. How are you?
Hey, Aegis. Hi, Aegis. How are you?
Doing alright.
Good. I wanted to get your opinion on this Micaiah deck, since you're kind of it's a staple in the MCs you play.
Yeah, I do enjoy purple Micaiah. It is funny.
Like, what are the main differences? Why would someone add X supports cards over like a traditional mono green build?
You have 3 very good supports that are just massive, being Eliwood, Roy, and Rebecca. All of these supports late game just become you don't get hit, or you're guaranteed to hit. This is also true with other units on your board, so like Soren, who gets Rebecca support, is just going to be massive. It's technically not... it's better just in raw combat numbers. It's generally worse at almost everything else in theory.
So would a guy like you, would you prefer to have the board presence or the bigger numbers?
Well, generally speaking, mono green is better. I find this one a lot funner and more interesting. It's probably one of the things after orange I'm going to go to more, just because, yeah.
Gotcha. What are your thoughts on Sanaiki running Ike 4? Is that more common these days now?
Yes,
Or
yes.
because I know that... Okay. I was curious because I know back when I was still playing, it was hit or miss on whether it was included in Sanaiki.
It is more common now. There's still a few people that don't use it, but it's pretty much just a free destruction. Just because Sanaiki's first deployment phase will build the board, second deployment phase deploys Ike, or vice versa, depending on deployment costs. It's more of just a why not, because it's just going to burst things, always. But so far we also haven't seen the Rebecca from Micaiah, and that one should be here somewhere, you would think, because already it's a 30 support, and
Right.
it can only go higher every turn.
Right. I know I got her like has Undecember milled a Sanaiki 6 yet? Or
No.
is he completely promoless?
He is promo-less by the looks of it because trained 4 and didn't do it.
Man,
So, yeah, not the greatest for them.
yeah.
They were complaining about this matchup before they started because of uh, Soren stopping draws and stuff. But,
Oh.
yeah. Alright. Oh, yeah, there's the Rebecca. Okay, so they're pretty much, they have 4 purple cards being Nino to set's top deck, Roy because X support, Rebecca because X support, and Eliwood because X support. And then everything else so far seems to be the normal mono green package, just to be able to still Jirth and stuff and still flip bonds, which seems to mean that means no Moralibus or anything like that, or
Oh.
So with the purple, you're keeping your Micaiah numbers. You're keeping Jill and Kurth. What of the green package are you removing to make place for these purple cards?
I'm going to assume Soren 1 and Yume is what is
Okay,
gone.
gotcha.
Because Soren 4-3 has shown up a few times, so that one was still around. And it's probably mainly just the colorless. There's no Plumeria, there's no Moralibus. So you're losing out a lot of your tech space for purple.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But now we'll see how well it actually stands up, because now Sanaiki actually gets to play the game. A turn late isn't bad. It's just
Right.
not ideal. Yeah, Soren on turn 4 when your opponent misses promo is, yeah. They flipped Sanaiki and Micaiah. Okay, so that means they're probably got Nana in hand. If they're already
Yeah.
prioritizing those, because usually you would just wait until your second bond phase, flip over whatever you need, and then immediately Nana it back, and flip.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to figure out why they didn't flip the Veronica, just
Yeah.
the colorless bond being less superior.
Exactly the same. They must already have the Nana in hand then, and I was going to assume that were almost going to use it right there.
Yeah.
And there's a 50 support saving Karthnaga.
Yeah. Man, what a card.
Yeah. If only Rebecca had any purple cards that could actually use her well. Instead,
Right.
it's just Micaiah. It's pretty much just Micaiah. Because, yeah, I think technically Purple Micaiah was my first legitimate deck. During set 7 or 8-ish.
And that's way back.
Well, like, I technically learned how to play during set 5. I think I played a game against Tabarn, and he just questioned, what does half the cards in your deck do for you? Which was true.
We've all been there.
Yep. Your first game is always a shit deck, because you're just like, hey, let's just throw these random things. Also, during, like, set 5, you didn't have as many random good cards to throw in.
Right.
And, yeah. And then, technically, Purple Micaiah was my first legitimate deck using Shine Micaiah.
Man, what a card Shine Micaiah was. Flip 1, draw 1.
Oh, yeah. I mean, is it the first flip 1, draw 1?
It might have been back then, yeah. Because
Yeah.
we drawing cards besides Marth, that wasn't really a thing that
Yeah.
was common. I kind of would have liked to see more like start of turn and end of turn mechanics get flushed out. To see what cool stuff we could do with cards like Sanaiki or Male Byleth.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm pretty sure they... And well, as soon as they did Sanaiki, that means all start of turn in green has to be
Mm-hmm.
very prepped for. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
start of turn in any other color could technically work quite well.
Yeah.
End of turn, though, there is only Byleth and Micaiah set 12 that comes to my mind. Just because end of turn isn't used too much, other than obviously like the self-destruct 0 costs.
Yeah. Because like it felt like they wanted to go that direction with like Lysithia and Flame, but
Yeah.
that was like the end of it. But yeah, I just would have liked to see some cool combos we could get off on that stuff. But
Oh, they also have Myrrh. Okay, so instead of colorless Tiki, you're running Myrrh, so you still have Bond Grab. Okay, yeah, that works.
and Murr's a bigger body than colorless Tiki in that department.
Yeah, and it's also cheaper. It's legitimately just a better version. Um,
Might except for range. That might be the only drawback too.
True.
You might need range.
Also, technically, you can flip one and punch over most things, while 80 can't hit
Right.
something that's plus 30.
Right.
But still, generally, I would say Myrrh is better.
Yeah,
Just
an
because
80
you
base
want to
3 drop.
Oh, yep. There we go. Nice 40 support.
I think that's one thing this purple Micaiah list does that's just interesting as far as how you plan and game plan against it, because you can't just assume your 80 into 60 is going to hit anymore.
Yeah. It makes Micaiah a lot more defensive.
Yeah.
Because usually she's just trying to dodge tank, and technically she's also a better dodge tank just because Nino sticks around. The issue is your hand can just almost brick up with just Micaiah's.
Yeah.
You need them to swing your face, or otherwise... Yeah.
So you can like cycle for your Micaiah.
Yeah. Because you need to be able to dodge to be able to use Micaiah draw. So if they're not swinging face ever and just clearing your board, and you use Nino a few too many times to make your hand just purely Micaiah, you just can't do anything, pretty much.
So does Nino end up just becoming sometimes a cycle to just stack a Micaiah and then growth it to draw the card?
I mean, you'd be stacking a Micaiah to get a new Micaiah in hand. That pretty much just gets a Micaiah out of retreat and onto top deck. If your hand is bricked like that, you never want to do that, pretty much.
Okay.
Because you're not changing anything in your hand and you just guaranteed a 20 support. If you're trying to avoid a specific self situation, I guess it could be good. But that means you would need Nino to hit with a Micaiah support, which
Right.
isn't great.
Yeah. Alternatively, you can also set up your defense with Nino.
Yeah.
And I know obviously you reveal the support, but it really makes you kind of dictate the terms of your opponent's attack order.
Yeah. If you stack a Rebecca support, that just means I win the next combat.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to have to throw a 1 cost or a low cost at it, but that means they're deploying a low cost. You're forcing their turn slightly. And
Yeah.
all right, we got Nana getting back Micaiah. Right into Zelgius, so we're going to new world and get the plus 30, and then probably... Actually, no, you don't want to really deploy Micaiah here because their hand is too big.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yep. Veronica's not doing anything here. But... Oh, they have no other way to consistently clear Nino, I would assume. But they do have enough cards to get down to Micaiah draw. They Also,
just
didn't use Leanne skill 1.
very not showing it off.
And then it just bounces back to I mean,
So it was played just to draw a card with Micaiah.
yeah. It was
Wow.
literally just there to drop hand.
Oh, that's super cool, actually. Yeah. Wow.
I mean, Micaiah does that with Moralibus sometimes. Like, if they're not against Roy or anything, they'll just deploy the Moralibus to drop hand at a specific time. Otherwise, you should just generally bond the Moralibuses, depending on the matchup. But yeah, there's not a single color. I think Llewellyn also doesn't have Peony. Granted, it's not necessary, but it's just kind of funny. Alright, let's... You would think that this would just be pretty much Sanaiki into Kurth and then Zelgius into Face, but... Oh, this is... They're also running the Mist that can stop destruction and give +10. Okay. That's not something I would have expected to see. But stopping Micaiah draw. Okay. That also hampers Nino a lot. Roy would technically be the best purple deploy. Jirth is always an option. But if they were to Jirth, they would not get hand low enough. Roy is actually very nice because as soon as you deploy him, he stacks one. And then Micaiah can draw, and then Roy draws at the end of turn. Roy plus Micaiah actually works stupidly well together.
Oh yeah, that's super cool.
Just because that means at 6, you just deploy the Roy, and everything works out.
Right. Man, Roy is such a card.
He is. I mean, you could also say that same about Nino.
Yeah.
But Roy being +20 on offense and defense compared to Nino is a thing.
Dang.
Did Undecember buff Zelgius with his attack?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh. Zone, shut up. Don't type unless it's math issues or a ruling mistake. Unless someone fucked up, you don't speak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Alright, bonding Jill. Oh, they actually do have Yoon. Or Yune. I wasn't expecting that. Just because there's no real reason to have it. This doesn't hit, but Micaiah is actually able to draw. If they want.
So critting over it. Undecember's deck is 4 cards now. He might draw one of these cards he just put back in.
Yeah. Yeah, and both of them are not that great. Actually, would be not that great for Llewellyn. Just because Micaiah is just a straight +1, or replaces herself, and Zelgius is just going to keep buffing Sanaiki, so it just gets harder and harder to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And there we go, we got Zelgius back out, which means after New World, Sanaiki will just be able to continue hitting Micaiah.
Now Llewellyn's card management gets interesting.
Alright. Are they going... I would say you should buff here, just because it'll keep Zelgius alive pretty much, and be able to hit way more consistently. Yeah, there they go. They flip 1 for the +30.
Oh.
50 support.
Man.
Yeah.
So
54 plus the 30 defensive buff.
with the way Undecember's hand is and his orb count, I feel like Llewellyn is maybe one more Yune away from winning.
It could be. If they honestly, if Llewellyn had Yune again, it would just be almost game just because you could wipe out Zelgius so the buff goes away next turn, and then you just stall for one more turn, because Sanaiki is slowly just burning herself out right now.
Right.
The biggest issue is just that +30 makes it hard for you to be able to pressure too much unless you were to get a Nino or Roy and then stack a big support.
Wait.
God damn it.
Aww.
This is game 1, right?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware, unless they literally played a game within 2 minutes.
Yeah. Not really a green thing.
Yeah. Because yeah. They pinged 5 minutes before I showed up.
Okay.
So as far as I'm aware, it's game 1, but they did mention game 1 being Omega no promo.
Okay. So no Une.
Myr's still quite good. It's a +1. Get one of your bonds back. It can also be a Micaiah dodge, although that doesn't give you a face down bond back.
Mm-hmm.
I personally probably would have went after Soren just so you could draw, because Soren is right now blocking out the draw. Unless I... Oh, no, they did it already. Never mind.
Yeah, he drew already. Do you think Myr gets back the Myr crit from bonds here?
I mean, if they don't if they should have, if they didn't already have one, yeah.
Or already had it.
Because you need that Zelgius gone, otherwise the buffs are terrifying yet, and now they get the dodge back, and they still have pretty much all their bonds face up. So I wonder if they're also... Are they running less Jirth than normal? No, they probably should just still run the normal. Who knows? I haven't actually built set 22 for Micaiah. Last time I did it was for a set 13 tournament. So anything
nice.
and including set 13, and then I just went in with purple, and it got me into top cut somehow.
Nice.
And then I showed up with Rowan and Leona as my two other lists because they didn't mention that they had to be different decks.
Love it.
Yeah, I lost to a Tiki. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, you're not supposed to have two of your class change things be the only two cards in hand. That feels like cheating a little bit, you know?
I think that's cool. What a guy. The ideal draw here is probably Micaiah 5, right?
Yeah. Yes, because Zelgius isn't going to help because you're already past the buff point. Micaiah at least draws you a card. Technically, another Tormod isn't the worst option because you can just do that again.
Yeah, you have enough for Tormod 5 into Micaiah 5. That would be...
That technically would probably be the best line. Just because 2 Tormods into 2 new cards isn't really a plus. It just doesn't make you go minus to getting them on the board.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you start doing more Tormods on top, it gets more and more cards advantage. Alright, Micaiah 2 is also a decent option. Because Micaiah 2 into Micaiah set 22 into her skill is just two cards down plus 3 cards to hand. So, but does not seem like that they're continuing the draws. This is an odd attack.
Yeah, because...
This is not likely to hit. And you know Myr has the dodge even if it was to. Granted.
Right.
I would say Micaiah is always more likely to hit Micaiah than Myr there.
He's not wrong.
Absolutely not.
And now we wait and see how many robbery X supports Llewellyn can hit this turn. There's one.
Yep. I mean, considering Llewellyn still has 4 orbs, it's not like they're at any risk of technically
Wow.
dying this turn.
Right.
So... Because for some reason this Micaiah just has not been hit ever. Pretty much because they just were able to dodge so many times anytime it was needed. And
Right.
everything else is just clearing board.
Is it time to rally the flames? This can hit Kurth Naga, most likely.
Yep. I mean, you do have the bonds to spend. Oh, that's a shame.
No.
It still kills the Kurth Naga, though.
Yeah. Yeah, from Durandal.
Yeah.
It's just that is not... Any deploy would have been nice. Yeah, anything but Mickey or Ellie would. Considering how many Micaiahs are already thinned out of the deck,
Yeah.
it was pretty likely.
Would you have deployed Yoon there?
If they had it, yes.
Okay. No, I mean off the top.
Oh. Yes, because that means you just go face, you're taking away another one of their orbs, and you insta-kill everything on board. So that means you get rid of the Tormod for draw power, the Micaiah for...
Right.
It would have been a flip to kill 3 things, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Where there is
and
always...
buff yourself.
Okay, well, it seems they're Tormodding again. Yep. Yeah. That Eliwood card is so nice, but so bad at the same time. Okay. You can actually live with a 20 support. As long as you don't self, you're golden. That works. Yeah. Yeah, see, Llewellyn also would have deployed Yune, by the looks of it. Because they mentioned even Yune would have been a good choice for Eliwood deploy.
No.
Hi. Is the game still going?
Yep. Hasn't really progressed. Micaiah's just dodged a lot. They're still at 4 orbs. And, yeah.
Oh, he's still at 4 arms.
Yeah, he hasn't been hit.
I just ate dinner and he still has 4 ops. And you mind streaming? The room is full.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize.
Thank you. Oh, and Undecember is also the 2 ops.
Yeah, it's been mainly a huge clearing board thing
There's
because they're both trying
they
to
just keep.
half gas each other out.
I see this is a gas check. Who runs out faster?
Oh, hey, we got Jerth finally. The way that Micaiah spends her bonds.
Is this the first Jill?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, hey, there's a infinity support, pretty much. And there we go. Are they... No, because technically speaking, the best play is to clear board here, because the Sanaiki dodged. Which means there's no point in not doing it. Yeah, and there they go.
Yeah, they have just less plays next turn, yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, no, that's the deck reset. I thought they were finally starting the Nana loop where you just keep shuffling Nanas back into your hand. Alright.
Yep, you should have, absolutely.
Oh, taking the hit? Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, because Sanaiki now, seemingly, they can't deploy anything. If they flip 2 to New World, they're pretty much flipping 2 for a draw 1. And they still have to bond 1. Oh.
Oh.
Veronica Boundless, that's also a thing.
Yeah, that means so they just...
Into a cell.
Oh.
To Jill living.
Whoops.
Cave sucks.
A bad ordering, right? Should have attacked first, then Veronica.
Are they going to crit, though? This wasn't a Rebecca support, so a crit is still available.
Rebecca would be plus 100, right? Really?
Yes, Rebecca is 100 support.
What? Huh? Yeah, just hits. That it misses. Oh. I guess Micaiah made up with.
Yeah. I mean, Micaiah too was able to hit Micaiah 5 last turn because someone else leveled up.
Damn.
Are they gonna pray for the Llewellyn to deploy again?
Which one?
X-Weed.
X-Weed. Makes sense though.
Flip
Oh,
2 deploy the support. With like Nino and Roy around, it can be very good, but it's just hitting Micaiah's.
He failed. At least he hits.
Yeah. Yeah, this attack still hits, so it's still fine. It's just not as ideal. Because giving the extra +10 to Kurth could be great if it was, say, Roy or... Well, pretty much actually anything. I'll be honest.
11 Micaiah instead.
That hits.
Yeah, that Mur would have been a nice fly.
Yes, Mur would have been a good one. But obviously you want to swim with Kurth after the Llewellyn just so that the deploy can buff him up. Alright, there we go. Sanaiki's finally at 0. Orbs. And we are healing Jill. Okay, so there's a Jirth next turn, so a big beatdown if Sanaiki can't clear board in some way. Okay, this would technically be one of their best plays again. They've gone in Tormod in their hand when they really shouldn't have.
They have 12, 13.
No, there's at one point they had 2 cards in hand and they Tormoded.
Yeah, I was counting bonds, so they handled another 2 things. If they have good draws. Otherwise, not really.
Alright. Green bond at least. So, do they have anything else they want to do? Having a Tormod or a Micaiah here would be very good.
I think if they wanted to go for game, probably would have been better to buff the Micaiah.
They can't go for game. Also, Micaiah's +20 right now because Tormod class changed this turn.
Oh, yeah, she's 60 anyways. Yeah, true.
Yep. The defense on Sanaiki is the best choice. Also, once again, they have 4 swings. And what are the chances that Micaiah has no Micaiahs in orbs? And their hand is also 4, so they could always just dodge as well.
Yeah, it's about unlikely that she has no dodges.
Yeah.
But there are like what? It's 10, it's like 12 on board already. So
technically speaking, if they had an Ike, that would also be one of their best choices. Just because, hey, he'll kill Llewellyn for you. Then you just don't have to worry about it. But
yeah, I think he just dies, and if he doesn't, try.
Yeah, it seems like they got no more deployed since they tapped Tormod. So, yeah, Micaiah's not dying this turn no matter what.
Yeah, 4 attacks doesn't never kills, yeah. 10 support.
Still enough when swinging his 80. Zelgia's not buffing himself up, but that's fine. It hits. Do they actually take an orb here finally? Or do they still dodge? Okay, there might actually not be a Micaiah in orbs just because they're all on the board already.
And there are 12 on board.
Yeah.
No.
No, you're safe.
Yeah.
Okay, what did they
I'm
get rid
looking
of?
for the dodge.
Soren and Kurthnaga were both thrown away. So they actually could have deployed Soren or Kurthnaga, but they wanted to save it for the Sanaiki cycle.
Yeah, no, I would have tried to go for game because you just die here. Oh, actually, I guess it's like
Yun is a perfectly good choice. It lets you punch over the Sanaiki buff easily, especially when you get a 50 support. And it just clears the board.
yeah, certainly keeps the advantage.
Yep. Alright. Robin is absolutely worthless, so yeah, bonding that. But it's just not many things can they actually deploy to pressure Micaiah at all.
Yeah, they never kill hero.
They can't. Unless they were to somehow deploy 2, flip 2, deploy another one. But you can't do that because you'll flip 2 and then have to bond 1 to, well, be able to deploy.
Okay, probably over then. X support as well.
Yeah, well, this Micaiah's also 90 on defense. Like, this was never hitting.
What do you mean by 90? Oh yeah, because
The
of
unit.
Yoon, yeah. Oh, okay.
Rebecca on board works because it can kill Kurth. Usually you'd want to keep the Rebecca in hand, though, so you can Nino it. But,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it has a single use on board.
Yeah, I could not and then stack what you know did. Oh wait.
Or crit.
Crit? Oh yeah, makes sense.
Oof. Oh, another crit.
Good
Okay.
game.
And there we go.
Good
Yeah,
game.
just game.
Yeah.
Oh yay! Oh, he's going to eat dinner.
Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna end the recording. We'll see if this ever actually hits upload.